Okay, so what we want to do is, first, let's just make the screen big. It'll make it a lot easier for us to see what's going on. Let's close this out. And Control-Alt to escape. I'm going to click Enter Full Screen Mode. And you'll notice when we go full screen, everything's going to be really, really small. So we're going to basically change the mode to high DPI so that it displays easier. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm just going to type DPI, Kali, high DPI mode. You want to keep this window scaling mode? Yes, we do. All right. To make it a little bit easier to navigate around. So let's open a browser. And let's see if we can hit up pfSense. Sweet. That's what we want to see. This is on our internal LAN that we just set up. So far, this is pretty cool, right? Let's go ahead and log in. The credentials are admin pfSense. Press enter and don't save. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and go through the initial setup wizard. We're just going to click next past the welcome screen. And it's just telling us we can get global support if we get the paid offer. We don't need that, right? So let's click next. All right, hostname, pfSense works for me. Domain, we're using carbonbike.local. Now for the primary DNS, we want to use our current pfSense appliance, and then for secondary, we'll use Google. Click next. Time server, that works fine. We are in the proper time zone, so let's go ahead and set that. So we can just scroll all the way down. And we can uncheck block private networks from entering via the WAN, right? Now, typically, this is what you would want to enable in a production environment, but for our cyber range, we're going to uncheck this so that we can get everything to work the way we want it to work. So click next. Leave this the same. Click next. And we'll just update the admin password. So right now it is pfSense. I'm just going to change it to password-123bang with a capital P. Click next. Don't save. And we're going to click reload to commit the changes. Reload is now in progress. We're on step 8 of 9, almost to the last step right here. It's really fast, right? So we don't need to check for updates. We should already be at the latest. We just installed it. And then we can just click finish. All right, so here we go. We are now in the pfSense dashboard. We have all this information about our appliance. And remember, this is running entirely in our virtual environment. Right, we've got our LAN interface, our WAN. We're seeing a lot of really cool data here. Let's just make sure we have our interfaces set up correctly. So we should go to the top. What we can do is go to interfaces and assignments. Okay, so we need to add a new interface. So we're going to click add. And now we have this OPT1, right? So we're going to click this to configure it. We're going to enable it, and we're going to change the description to span. We're going to want this to be our span interface. We should go all the way to the bottom and click save. So let's go ahead and apply the changes to commit everything. Sweet, so the changes have been committed. Let's go back to interfaces, assignments. And now we want to go to bridges. And we want to add a new bridge. And this is what's actually going to configure the interface named span as a span. So the member interface is going to be LAN. We can put like span interface that mirrors LAN to security onion to display advanced. Span port is span. So the span port transmits a copy of every frame received by the bridge. This is most useful for snooping a bridge network passively. And that's exactly what we want to do. Okay, let's scroll down. Everything else looks good. Save. Awesome. So now this is all configured, and we should be good to go here. So let's see if we can get to the security onion interface. In the next lecture, we're going to go ahead and try to log in and see if we can just take a look at the dashboard. All right, so I will see you in the next lecture. All right, so in the last lecture, we configured pfSense. Now let's see if we can get to the security onion console. I'm just going to change this address to 10.10.10.10. And that is a good sign. We click advanced. And we're just going to scroll down and say accept the risk and continue. It's basically saying it has a self-signed certificate that's signed by the security onion and the browser doesn't trust it, which is perfectly fine for our lab here. So let's go ahead and log in with the account we created when we set up the security onion. Let's see if we can look at this awesome UI. Yes. So if we're seeing this page, that means that it's working. You see we're connected to the 10.10.10.10 management interface. We can click and we can look at alerts. Now we haven't really done anything yet, so we shouldn't expect to see really any real alerts here. And these alerts are actually being generated by the appliance. The appliance has Wazoo installed on it. Another name for that is OSSEC. That was the old name for it. And these alerts are basically yellow, which means they're medium. They're not really, actually they're low. You can see that here, right? But we're going to get into all of this a little bit later in the course. Initially, I just wanted to make sure that we could actually get to this port. So what we're going to do next is we're going to set up Metasploitable 2, which is our first vulnerable target. And then we're going to attack it and make sure that the events come in to the security onion. All right. So I will see you in the next lecture when we set up Metasploitable 2.